Yes. Yeah, good afternoon all. So before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear? Right. Is my screen visible to all?
Yes, sir.
So as part of today's demo, I'll be covering the following topics. Yes. What is ADF? Azure Data Factory. Difference between right ADF and ADB. ADF and Azure Data Lake. Features of ADF. Advantages of ADF. A real life use case. ADF. Sorry. What is ADF? Difference between this ADF and Azure Data Bricks, ADF and Azure Data Lake, right? And features of ADF, right? Advantages of ADF, real life use cases. Before I go with this, right? First, Azure Data Engineering, right? Products. Data engineering products, right? Yes. First one, like Azure SQL. Later, I discuss in brief about all these things, but as of now, just overview of this Azure Data Lake. Azure Synapse Analytics. Azure Data Factory. Azure Data Factory, right? Yes. ADF. Azure Data Engineering Products, Azure SQL, Azure Data Lake, Azure Synapse Analytics, Azure Data Factory. So as it's a demo is on Azure Data Factory, right? Our course is on Azure Data Factory. Mostly I'll concentrate on this. Later I'll also brief you about all this, right? Yes, I'll just discuss about this. I'll give overview on this. Azure Data Factory, ADF. It is a cloud-based ETL. I can say it is a cloud-based ETL of Microsoft, right? Yes. It is ETL. Generally, it is ETL, but our working model, but our working style is ELT. ETL means like extracting, transforming, and loading, right? Extracting, transforming, and loading. Second. It is a cloud-based ETL of Microsoft in Azure cloud platform, right? Generally, we follow ETL, but our working style will be ELT, extracting, loading, and transforming, right? Yes. So here ADF permits us to combine data. It allows or it permits us to combine data from multiple data sources, from multiple sources. It permits us to combine data from multiple sources and later reformat it, yes. Into some analytical models and save these models, observe this, and save these models. Hold on. Save these models for querying. All right, save this model for querying, visualizations, and reporting, right? So it allows us to combine data from multiple data sources, reformat it, and into analytical models, and save these models for querying, visualizations, and reporting, right? Yes. Just observe this. Right? Just observe this diagram. ADF, Azure Data Factory. From different applications, right? From different apps, or different cloud environments, or from sensors, or like Twitter, right? And on on-premises databases, right? Yes. So here what I was saying, right, allows us to combine data from multiple sources, reformat it into analytical models, and save these models for querying, visualizations, and reporting, right? For example, ADF, letter to database, and visualizations and reporting, right? Visualizations, reporting, these things can be done. Okay. It's in a single way, in the simple way, right? ADF is a data, it is a data integration service. It is a data integration service, right? Yes. ADF is a data integration service. What is data integration service? What is data integration service, right? Observe. Data integration involves collection of data from one or more sources. Okay, that's fine. Collection of data from one or more services. Later, includes a process where the data may be transformed, cleansed, and matched. And later includes a process where the data may be transformed, cleansed. Data cleansing, we say, right? Transformed, cleansed, and matched. And finally, the combined data finally the combined data, right? Whatever the combined data is stored in a platform, and that deals with the type of analytics that we want to perform, right? Finally, the combined data is stored in a platform. Uh, type of analytics, right? That we want to perform. ADF is a data integration service. Data integration service means collection of data from one or more sources. Later includes a process where the data is going to get transformed, cleansed, and merged, right? And finally, the combined data is stored in a platform that deals with the type of analytics that we are going to apply on it, right? Okay. This process, whatever this process, right? These three steps, what I said, the process can be automated. This process can be automated by ADF. This process can be automated by ADF in an arrangement, right? Known as, in an arrangement known as extract, transform, load. That's what we say, ETL. ETL, right? Yes. Okay. So collecting data from one or more sources later includes a process where the data can be transformed, cleansed, and met. Finally, the combined data is stored in a platform that deals with the type of analytics that we want to perform on it, right? This process is automated by ADF in an arrangement known as ADF. Sorry, ETL, right? Sorry. Extract. In this extraction process, observe, in this extraction process, the data engineers, the data engineers, right? Yes. Define the data and its source, Observe, in extract process E, first I am saying extract, transform, load, right? In this extraction process, the data engineers define the data and its source. Data and its data source means data, okay. Define data by using, mm, files, database query, Azure block storage, BLOB storage. In this extraction process, data engineers define data and its source, identifying the source details, identifying the source details. So in data engineering, right, we need to interact with different products like Azure SQL, Azure Data Lake, ADF. See, for my ETL pipeline, data source Okay, for example, for my ETL pipeline, data source, data source maybe, or it can be Azure SQL, Azure SQL, target, and the target maybe, yes, target may be, right? A data lake, right? For my ETL pipeline, for example, data source, Azure SQL, target can be a data lake. Okay. So as a ADF developer, right, we need to interact with other products, various other products, right? Yes. Azure Databricks, Azure Cosmos DB, Azure Streaming, Azure Key Vault, right? These are the regular products of this data engineering. Not only this, right? Azure Databricks, Azure Cosmos DB, Azure Streaming, Azure Key Vault, right? Yes. Okay. So next it is transform. Transform. So here data transformation, right? Yes. Includes operations such as combining data, combining or based upon our requirement, based upon the uh, business logic, right? Yes. Combining, splitting. We can split, we'll be splitting it, we'll be combining, and we'll be adding deriving, removing, filtering, grouping, sorting, merging, etc. We are going to perform these operations, right? Transform. And also we are going to map here, we are going to map, we map the fields between, data source and destination, Okay. Next, third is load. Extract, transform, load. Here, during load, many Azure destinations can take. Many Azure destinations can take like uh, data that is formatted as, file, or JSON, JavaScript object notation, or BLOB. During load, many Azure data destinations can take data formatted as file, JSON, BLOB. See, BLOB, Azure Blob Storage, is a Microsoft object storage solution for cloud, right? BLOB is a, all right, it is Azure, it's a Microsoft object storage solution. Blob storage is optimized for storing a massive amounts of unstructured data, right? Okay. Extracting, transforming, and loading. Azure Data Factory, ADF. provides approximately 100 enterprise connectors, 100 enterprise connectors and resources. ADF provides approximately 100 enterprise connectors and resources. I'll just show you some of this, right? ADF. Observe this diagram. Connectors, 100 enterprise connectors and resources. ADF, Azure Data Factory. So it has got connectors, enterprise connectors for various things like ServiceNow, like Salesforce, 100 enter Dynamics, SaaS applications, Amazon S3, big data services. Big data services, in here I say HDFS, Google Cloud, Google Cloud Storage, and BigQuery. Yes. Netija, specialized database used for data warehouse purpose, right? Enterprise data warehouses. Enterprise data warehouses, right? Teradata, I can say. Teradata, Netija, Cosmos DB. Azure SQL DB. Azure Synapse. FTP. MongoDB. General file. NoSQL. In this way, right? These are some of those. So it provides approximately 100 enterprise connectors and resources, right? Yes. Okay. The aim of ADF, is to fetch one or more data sources. Yes. The aim of ADF is to fetch data from one or data and convert into a format and convert them into a format that we can process. And whatever that process is expecting into that format, we need to convert it. The data sources might contain noise, might contain noise that we need to filter out. So I'll just later I'll discuss different examples of this noise, but what they might contain noise, we need to filter out. The ADF connectors. ADF connectors enables us to pull interesting data. They enables us to pull interesting data and remove the rest. Yes. So just only that useful information like and remove the rest of that. Main aim is to fetch data from one or four data and convert into a format that we process. The data sources might contain noise that we need to filter out. ADF connectors enables to bring interesting data and remove the rest. ADF to create data-driven pipelines. It allows to create a data-driven pipelines for orchestration. Data movement, orchestration, data movement, and transforming the data. What do you mean by orchestration means? What do you mean by orchestration means? Sometimes ADF will instruct another service. Sometimes ADF is going to instruct another service to execute our actual work, such as Databricks. Sometimes ADF will allow other service to take care of this, right, on its behalf, such as Databricks to perform transformation of the query. So this ADF orchestrates the execution of the query and prepares the pipelines to move the data into destination, right? Okay. Generally, most of the time people ask ADF, ADB, Azure Data Factory and Azure Databricks. Okay. Here, if I take this ADF, and this is ADB. Observe the purpose. What is the purpose of ADF and ADB? Data integration. What is that? Data integration. ADB for big data analytics. Data integration, big data analytics. Functionality. Executing data workflows. And ETL processes. In the case of big data, big data processing and analytics. Data transformation here, data transformation. For data transformation. Hmm. Here, in the case of ADF, using data flows and mapping. Using data flows and mapping. In the case of ADB, advanced data transformation. Advanced data transformation using Spark. Advanced data transformation using Spark. Scalability. Scalability, right? Yes. Scales through integration. Scales through integration with Azure, with other Azure services, but highly scalable. This ADB is highly scalable, right? Highly scalable with built-in Spark clusters. With built-in Spark cluster, right? This ADF and ADB, right? Yes. And if you difference between ADF and AD Azure Data Lake, right? Yes. So in the case of data factory, data integration, workflows and ETL process, data flows and mapping, scales to integration. But in the case of data lake, right, the storage service provided by big data analytics in the case of Azure Data Lake, large volumes of raw data for analytics and for processing. And we are going to use some REST APIs for storage operations using this Azure portal, right? ADF for this purpose, Azure Data Lake, right? Storage large volumes of raw data for analytics and processing, right? And scalable storage for structured and unstructured data, right? Yes. So here I need to discuss about this terminologies, right? Just I'll give overview of this one. Azure SQL, right? Azure SQL. Overview, just overview as of now. Azure SQL, right? Yes. It is a cloud. I can say it is a cloud RDBMS. RDBMS. It's a cloud RDBMS database of Microsoft. It is a cloud RDBMS database. See, I was talking about ADF all this time. So I'll talk about Azure SQL and Azure Data Lake. It is a cloud RDBMS database of Microsoft in Azure. It is okay, sorry. It is for OLTP operations. It is for OLTP, online transactional processing, right? It captures end users transactions. For capturing end user transactions means whatever transactions performed, whatever the transformation, whatever the transactions performed should be recorded in a database, right? For example, if you take example of a banking sector, right? Withdrawing of amount, depositing of amount, transferring money from one account to another amount, all this, right? All these transactions should be saved should be recorded in a OLTP systems, right? OLTP systems. Okay. So we have got many on-premises databases or DBMS, right, for this OLTP operations. So, but here, what you use here, no need of setting up your own hardware infrastructure. Here, what is the advantage? You may ask, we have got on-premises databases available for OLTP operations, but here we no need to set up our own hardware infrastructure. No need. Okay, on top of that, OS is see generally an on-premises means we need to set up our own hardware infrastructure, OS installations, purchasing the database licenses, installing the database server, designing the database objects, all these are required, right? So again, for that, to maintain all this, right, we need to have a hardware team, we need to have an operating system team, right? We need to have a networking team, we need to have a security team. Again, we need to have this database administrator. All these are available, right? But lot of teams required. But Azure SQL, right? It is a cloud premises. Here you no need to maintain any of this, right? Infrastructure, all this, right? No need of any licenses. Generally, license validity will be there for limited, but here no such kind of licenses, right? So everything, all that headaches we doesn't have here. Everything on cloud. So just create Azure SQL instance, right? And your applications can start writing data into that and start reading data from it, reading and writing data, right? So Azure SQL purpose is for OLTP, not for data warehouse, right? It's not for, it is for OLTP. It's not for data warehouse purpose, right? Fine. Generally, problem with the OLTP services. Generally, what is the problem with these OLTP systems, right? Limited capacity, limited process speed, limited storage. So they can maintain only limited data, or that too only recent data only. Okay, not all that. For example, a bank, if you go for any, if you see that you will get the details of only the last 1 year data, right? If you want to see your banking transactions, you will get the last 1 year data only, right? Only the recent data, but not the last 10 years data. If you want, you want to get it, right? So it's only for recent data. Problem with the OLTP systems, right? So how much data you want to keep in the OLTP systems depends upon the transactional frequency. Okay. So Azure SQL is a cloud or DBMS database of Microsoft, right? It is for OLTP purpose. Okay. So if I talk about this data lake, next is like Azure Data Lake. Later I discuss in brief about all this. Azure Data Lake means generally if you see this HDFS in Hadoop environment, right? A data lake will be same like HDFS behavior, right? If HDFS is existing, why again data lake, you may ask. Generally people from data engineering, right? Already HDFS, then why again data lake? HDFS, right? It's on premise, right? On premise, our own infrastructure, right? So, but data lake, same like distributed file system with unlimited data storage in cloud. So Azure Data Lake means some distributed file system only I want. I want a distributed file system only. So DFS, like HDFS in Hadoop. Here also some distributed file system, that too with unlimited data storage I want, with unlimited data storage, unlimited data storage within cloud environment, within cloud environment. That is what data lake. So this Azure Data Lake offers all the capability and services to help the developers data scientists, data engineers, analysts to store data of any size, of any shape and speed, right? It helps to perform a kinds of processing analytics across platforms using various languages. So it also helps to process, store, ingest data using a batch, streaming, and interacting with analytics, right? So mainly it is a kind of distributed file system with unlimited data storage. So Azure SQL is a cloud RDBMS database of Microsoft in Azure, right? But Azure Data Lake is some distributed file system with unlimited data storage within cloud environment. And Azure Synapse. See this, I was talking about Azure SQL, Azure Data Lake, and Azure Synapse. Azure Synapse Analytics. Azure Synapse Analytics, right? Yes. So, so Azure SQL is a cloud RDBMS. Azure Data Lake is a unlimited data storage in cloud environment. Azure Synapse Analytics, right? Yes. It is accelerating the insights across data warehouse and big data systems. So it is going to bring together the best of SQL technologies and enterprise data warehouses. Okay. Azure Synapse Analytics, right? Yes. For data warehouses, big data systems brings together the best of this SQL enterprise data warehouses and also like Apache Spark technologies for big data, right? Azure SQL, Azure Data Lake, Azure Synapse Analytics, and ADF, right? It is ADF. I was saying that it is a data integration service. Data integration means bringing data from different data sources, transforming it as per the requirement. Later includes where the data can be transformed, cleansed, and made. Finally, combining it and what type of analytics you want to perform, just transforming the data accordingly, right? So approximately it is ADF providing 100 enterprise connectors. So just I was discussing about the aim of ADF is to fetch data from different sources, and the data sources might contain noise. We need to filter it and pull the interesting data and removing the rest, right? And for data orchestrations, right? Sometimes we will be making use of other services, right? Like ADB for data processing, all the things. So as part of this course, right, just observe this course content in brief. So what is cloud? Why cloud services? Types of clouds, infrastructure, platform, and first just some knowledge on this cloud and data warehouse, shared memory, right? Azure core services and the security, privacy. Before we go with the actual content, right? Some knowledge on the cloud, different types of cloud and Azure, some introduction to this Azure pricing support, Azure SQL, and Azure SQL database you need to have. So total knowledge on this Azure SQL database. Yes. Azure SQL database tools, deployment of Azure SQL database. Yes. Azure Elastic Pools and Azure Storage Service, or Azure Storage Service types of blobs, blog page blobs, different types of blobs, right? And storage service before, and Azure Data Lake. Azure Data Lake, what is Data Lake? Data Lake architecture, explore data lake analytics, right? Using Azure Portal and Azure Data Factory, key components, pipeline, linked service, create storage, provisions, Data Factory, right? So working with copy activity, right? Executing the data pipelines monitor and many different practical scenarios of this, right? Creating Azure free account of ADF, creating your first ADF, creating your first pipeline in ADF, copy activity behavior in ADF, validation in ADF, get count of files from folders in ADF, right? Full load in ADF, logging in notification, Azure. Okay, all this in practical. This will be discussed. What all the practicals I'm going to discuss right here? Azure Cosmos DB integration, copy data from blob to Cosmos DB, right? Flattening, transformation, RANs, dense rank, data flows, Azure functions integration with ADF, insights integration, right? And people who doesn't have, okay, in this ADF, right? Even some knowledge on this. People who doesn't have knowledge on Spark basics, they'll be given knowledge on this overview of this Spark architecture, Spark SQL functions, right? And Azure functions, Azure service bus, event grid management, right? Azure integration services, right? So this is what this course content, right? Azure Data Factory. So every week it will be of 2 hours, 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock. In the afternoon, it will be right afternoon 2 to 4. It will be the timings of it. On Saturday, 2 hours, Sunday, 2 hours. So just it was introductory session. Just I was discussing about ADF, basics of ADF, why we need to go for ADF, just differences between ADF, ADB. You'll be getting the recorded videos of the sessions, soft copy of the notes. So this is today just I was speaking, but in the normal sessions, right? The sessions will be, if you have got any query, right, you'll be asking me in the, unmute yourself and you can ask me up. And a separate WhatsApp group for this ADF. Right, it goes for 8 weekends. It goes for 8 weekends, not 8 to 10 weekends. It goes 8 weekends to 10 weekends. So in brief, in depth on this ADF. Right. Fine. So yes, tomorrow also people can attend the session to see more on this. Same time, right? Tomorrow at 3 o'clock. This week it will be for 1 hour only, but from next week it will be for 2 hours. Tomorrow at 3 o'clock, same time, using the same link. Yes. Fine. So today this was introductory level, right? Tomorrow we'll discuss more on this. Right. So I'm stopping here. We'll continue tomorrow more discussion on this. Right.